Welcome to our rigid garden edging options. I've got the 100mm tall edge and the 150mm tall. And before I talk about why you would use one or the other, I just want to draw your attention to some of the features. So double rolled top, which is why it's such a firm, strong piece. A lock-in peg. So these are put along a string line first, then you drop the edge on top of them. And because of this little tab, it locks in behind that, the double fold and clicks in effectively. So that makes it nice and simple. You literally have these along the string line, you place one edge in place on top, tap it for mount and it clicks in, and then the next length would sit onto the connector plate and sit onto the pegs, and the same thing happens. So that's a little bit different to what you've experienced with the flex, where you're actually positioning it all first and pegging last. Worth noting that difference. Now, this is also compatible with the flex, so the joint system is exactly the same. So if you've got straight runs within a mostly curved or vice versa garden design, you can order accordingly. The other thing about this too is it does have a little bit of give in it, so it's probably hard for you to see with one length, but see there's a bit of sideways movement. If you have a few of those lined up, you can create a bit more of an arc. So when it's just that gentle curve situation, this can be really good because it actually feels really strong, more so than the flex. The flex gets its strength from the curve itself. So if there's not much curve there, that's where this one comes into play. In terms of the two different heights, the 100 or the 150, this is typically used as a lawn barrier. It's got a bit more depth to it, or if they wanted to see a bit more face. So that's the two situations, simple as that. These are both installed by way of creating a trench, and that means that they're really good for retrofits. Yes, it's easy for a new garden build as well, but for a retrofit where there can be plants in the way, just having that vertical trench dug just nice and close to the lawn edge works really well. So there you go. And one thing I really want to draw your attention to, I've already said about this having a little bit of give in it. That is also true. If you were going to look down the line all the time and you wanted a perfect straight, it's actually vulnerable to a bit of a shunt here and there over time. So in that situation, consider the Zero Flex. So this is also available in the 100 and the 150. And the reason you would use this is that's for that unmovable perfect straight. So if it's something that's really a visual feature of the design, you're going to look down it all the time, you might want to upgrade to that option because this can give a little that way. So there you go. That's a bit of information about the rigid 100 and the 150. Hope that's been helpful, and enjoy the next garden project.